What's the best way to make hot water for use in a home?
Well, we looked at all different ways of making hot water. We looked at the flat panels, which you see on many roofs in the volume building kind of market, two large glass plates, which are pumped with water, and the water comes down, goes into a tank, and then there's a gas booster or an element to bring it up to temperature when it's not so sunny. Then we looked at evacuated tubes, which you might have seen as large glass tubes about such a diameter, and these tubes have water going through them or water going past a bulb at the top of them. So they have a large copper rod inside them, and then water rushes past the top, and that takes the heat out, heats the water up. More efficient than a flat plate collector, but still have to heat up the water in winter when it's not hot enough. And we thought that's not really good enough. You do all this great work through the year, capturing the sun's energy as heat, and then in winter you've got to go and burn gas, or you've got to heat an element up to bring the water up to temperature. So we kept researching, we eventually found Sanden. Sanden is a Japanese manufacturer, has been around for a long time, and they make a device called a heat pump, which we've talked about in other videos. This particular heat pump is designed to make 65 degrees Celsius water, which is suitable for domestic use. It's very efficient, and it's very quiet. There are some heat pumps in the market where they mount the heat pump on top of the water tank, and you can hear them. And the downside of that is not only can you hear them, but your neighbours can hear them because the fences are only this high and the heat pump's sitting on top of the tank. So we don't recommend heat pumps that you can hear for a start, especially for domestic hot water, and especially ones sitting on top of tanks. Because it's such a large fan, and it's very efficient. This one here runs at about 4.5 to 1 coefficient of performance, which we've talked about in other videos, but a coefficient of performance is a ratio between the energy consumed and the heat produced. So in this particular case we use carbon dioxide as a refrigerant, which is a great refrigerant to use because there's no greenhouse gas causing problems caused by CO2. In fact, we think that we're storing CO2 in here, so we're helping the planet. That's just a little joke. So the heat pump here extracts heat from the air, blows cold air out here. Put your hand in front of that fan, you'll feel cold air. And then it produces hot water and puts it into the top of the tank. Brings the cold air out, cold water out, heats the next bit up. It takes about 4 hours to heat that entire tank, which is 315 litres. The tank is available in two sizes. I'll show you another size here. There's a tall tank and a short tank, so they come in different dimensions. 2 metres tall, 1.5 metres tall, either 700 diameter or 600 diameter. Depending on the part of Australia this heat pump's installed will depend on how big the subsidy could be, provided the government leaves the subsidies in place, which helps reduce the cost of installation. So at the time you ask for a quote, we can advise you what that subsidy will be. As a bit of a comparison, let's have a look over here. A typical house running an electric hot water unit might use almost 4,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year to heat water through a normal electric tank. If we heat it using flat plate solar collectors, like the glass ones you see on most of the volume building homes, including the fact that you have to boost that heat in winter, we're using about 1,700 kilowatt hours per year. Compared to a Sanden heat pump running all year long, without any panels on the roof at all, we're down at 1,250 kilowatt hours per year. To give you an idea, a 5 kilowatt solar array, which is about 20 solar panels, produces about 7,000 kilowatt hours per year. So this is only using about 1/6 of the electricity that you would generate from a 20 solar panel array, which is very common now. So we think the best elegant solution for heating water for homes is to use solar power, solar panels on the roof, so one type of panel, and we use electricity to generate heat all year long using the Sanden heat pump. Thank you very much.